You guys know me pretty well at this stage, wouldn't you say? Even if you're new here, I bet by the end of this video, you're gonna feel like you've known me for a long time. So when I say this, know that I'm not exaggerating. Know that I'm not just saying this for effect. This COD Next reveal for Black Ops 7 was an absolute disaster and one of the cringiest, most awkward, most just mentally challenged things I have ever seen. I have to start this video off by opening up a Blamewiser because I can't get through it otherwise. I gotta do it. I'm sorry. I get to drink on the job and that's cool, but the fact that I have to drink on the job is a problem. So let's just open that up, get it nice and ready here, because there's no way to sugarcoat this. They have completely dropped the ball. They are completely out of touch. And I just don't know what it's going to take. I don't know what it's going to take to get them to straighten up. Because what I saw at COD Next, this was their last chance. They just got made a laughingstock in the last Battlefield 6 trailer. And this was their chance to do anything cool. Something cool. Something that would bring people back. And they couldn't do it. They couldn't, or they wouldn't do it. But it's worse than that. It's worse because, you know what? Let's just get right on into the meat and potatoes here. Because I got a lot I want to get off my chest. That is a good beer with the magic of editing. You didn't hear me just gulping it down, but it helps ease the pain. So where do I even start here? Well, I guess I could start with their advertising usage. In my last video, I said, hey, there's a lot of you that watch my channel that aren't subscribed. If you could subscribe, that'd be great, but I don't like saying that because it's just something, I don't know, I just don't like to pester you guys with that. I don't like to tell you what to do, really. So I just never really mention it until like the very end of the video or whatever. But someone chimed in the comments and said, BT, it sounds like you just don't want to do your job, really. And I'm like, you know, I guess you got a point there. If I ask people to sub or like the video or whatever, I feel a weird guilt sometimes. I don't know what that is. That's just my old school YouTuber mentality where I started off just making my content. And I don't really consider it a job. I like to have fun, right? But I bring this up because at COD Next, it was like... the best way I can describe it is it's like the commentators are reading off a script. There is not one genuine reaction or emotion the entire time I watched it. And I watched it well beyond the point of where I should have stopped because it was that cringy and bad. It seemed like no one was having fun. I was beaten over the head with incredibly fake, badly acted hype and excitement. If you watched it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The women that worked there seemed bored, and the men seemed overly happy to the point where if I saw them doing this in the street, I would think they're a John Wayne Gacy type, and they were going to club me over the head, dress like a clown, and tickle my ball sack with a razor blade. If you don't believe me, I got some clips I recorded from the stream, so just look.
I mean, it's Black Ops 7. We're in the future. It's a no-brainer. I'm going Space Force. They already launched one trophy into the atmosphere. Let's get another one. Let's get 2 satellites up there. What do we think?
All right.
And before you say I am nitpicking, it's just clear as day that this person's like overdoing their excitement. And it was just that way all stream long from pretty much every male host. And it wasn't great. It was not great at all. I watch a lot of wrestling. Part of the charm of a wrestling commentator is being genuinely excited. Go watch Mankind get thrown off the top of the Hell in a Cell by The Undertaker. Listen to Jim Ross and the King's reactions, and you'll see what I'm talking about. They are genuinely into it. Even before that, they are into it, and they are hyping it up, and it's believable. They are selling it because they enjoy and believe in what they are talking about. And it's clear as day to anyone with a brain when that's not happening. It sets off your bullshit alarm, you know? Talking like this is not believable. It just comes across as hokey and corny. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. It's just cringy. On top of that, my God, at the ads, man. Oh my God. there were so many ads and so many attempts to try to just sway the player base into doing something. I mean, guys, look, I get it. It's YouTube. I run ads. I get sponsors. I understand that's what makes the world go round. But this is a $1 trillion company trying to sell you their full game, but they can't resist getting like 20 fucking sponsors and making sure you know about them all every 30 seconds. We're talking Herman Miller, Hamilton, Little Caesars, Drop, Origin PCs, and that's just off the top of my head. I mean, it was constant. I was beaten over the head with advertisements. Like, this is an event to plug your own game. Why are you trying to sell people other things? Do you think the player base is that rich? I mean, I don't really understand it, but it wasn't a good look. Like, let me just show you some of these. If you don't believe me, if you think I'm exaggerating, look at this stuff and tell me this is normal. I mean, this was all fucking stream long.
Call of Duty. Hamilton. Equipped for precision. Hamilton and Call of Duty team up for a special edition Khaki Field Auto Watch. Get yours on November 14th. Customize your typing. Drop, the official keycap partner of Call of Duty. Unleash the beast with Monster Energy, the official energy drink of Call of Duty. Challenge. Open the Little Caesars app, accept and complete the challenge. You might win a copy of the new Call of Duty Black Ops 7.
Herman Miller chairs. Herman Miller is proud to be the official chair partner of Call of Duty. Next, and Ellen, you got more about the sweepstakes.
I'm not sure if the VOD is still up on Twitch or YouTube or whatever, but my God, I'm not exaggerating. Like once every 2 minutes is an overt advert that lasts a long time. And I get it. Again, I'm a YouTuber. I make my living off ads. I understand the game, but maybe tone it down to like a couple every 20 minutes or something. You are rich as fuck. You know, like, stop for a second and just focus on selling your crappy game first and foremost. You didn't even do a good job at that. Everyone in the chat, by the way, was there to get drops, beta codes, free beta codes. They're there to get like stuff for their games that they do play, Warzone, whatever, COD Mobile. They're also integrating that in, and I don't know if the player base is just stupid, or are they NPCs? They're NPCs at best and mentally challenged at worst, because you can't even read the fucking chat because every moron and their mother, like lemmings, are just spamming drops, and that doesn't work. Later on in the broadcast, they were spamming beta code, and it doesn't work. All you have to do is just watch it, and after an hour it'll say like, hey, here's your beta code. It's in notifications. It's like they don't read the rules. They don't know what's going on. Most of the Call of Duty community cannot spell. I have a bunch of spelling errors that I happen to catch in between the drop, spam, and stuff like that. I mean, it is excessive how dumb and stupid this community is, and I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but I'm just calling it like I see it. I can't sit up here and lie, you know? But there's more. It actually gets worse. Not everyone there was stupid. There were some outliers. There were some people actually saying some things that I thought were funny in between I mean, I cannot tell you guys how much stupid drop spam was just crowding the chat. Also, you couldn't type Battlefield 6 at all. There was no way you could type BF6, Battlefield 6, Battlefield, any of that stuff. You had to space it out if you wanted to say it like this guy. But other people said some funny things, so let's go over them right now. This guy's just spamming, get rid of SBMM. This guy says 3 lanes in reference to the maps being 3 lanes. They still didn't show the layouts, by the way. He says, I'll wait for Blame Truth. Hi, how you doing? I'll let you know if they're 3 lanes or not. Don't worry. They are trying to sell a DLC as a new game, Lamal. Yeah, this ain't bringing me back. BO6 with a different font. This new Black Ops 6 DLC is super cool. These people were laughing at the fact that someone was yelling, but again, they can't spell, so who the fuck is yelling? And then someone says they scream because the game is not good. Some creator was losing his shit there, screaming in the background during one scene. I don't know what was going on. Maybe he had the realization that he was stuck in this small room, this Activision concentration camp with creators held at gunpoint to like the game, and it finally dawned on him. I don't know. This guy says, anyway, 10 days for the good game. I saw a lot of people just saying cringe every time they would do something with their stupid robot dog they have or whatever. It's just a mess. It is an absolute mess. So there were 2 or 3 things I saw from creators at the event. I tried to just watch the multiplayer portion only because I don't care about zombies or COD Mobile and Warzone. They were also doing stuff for that. I also didn't want to see like 57 more ads every 5 seconds. But this interview with one of the people there, and I'm sorry, I don't know who 95% of the people are. There were some names I recognized. Shout out to my boy T-Dog. Scump was there, although I found it awkward because Scump, the last I heard, was suing Activision for like a lot of money. I don't know what happened there behind the scenes, but hey, money talks, man. Bullshit walks. So he was there. For the most part, I didn't know who anyone was. So this one guy gets interviewed, and what he says is so funny. The female interviewer asks him if he's loving Black Ops 7. Here is his response.
Yeah, I am loving it. I'm not sure what we're allowed to say, but they showed us a lot of cool stuff that I think everyone should be really excited for.
I'm not sure what we're allowed to say. It's one of the funniest things. Are you loving Black Ops 7? Well, I'm not sure what we're allowed to say, but no, this is just the worst fucking game I've ever played in my life, is what he probably should have said. But then he just goes off on a dick-sucking tangent, as usual, because, I mean, they're paying him to be there, man. Like, why don't you ask, I don't know, why don't you ask Nero what he thinks? Like, what do you think? Are you loving Black Ops 7? Are you loving what you're seeing? Get an honest take here. It's just so disingenuous and phony and fake, and I am tired of it. And I gotta be honest with you, I legit thought there would be some sort of big announcement to fight back against Battlefield 6, and I think people were waiting for it. There was a rumor going around that they would, at the very least, take out disbanding lobbies for Black Ops 7 multiplayer, which would be a band-aid on a severed limb, but it's a step in the right direction. Hell, if they really wanted to compete with Battlefield 6 this year, they would take out SBMM, or at the very least dumb it down to where it was pre-Modern Warfare 2019. I think everyone would agree that would be a great change, because they have clearly lied, or they're just too stubborn to realize that the data shows that it's not working. It's meant to retain players. I ask you, where is the player retention? Why do the players continue to fall like constantly? I thought that maybe they would do something big like that, and something that showed they were human beings and not AI controlled data analysts, robots, husks without souls. But of course, I am left disappointed. Not only was there nothing even stated about skill-based matchmaking, I fear that T-Dog may get in trouble for what he said in the background of him playing at the event. And lucky for you guys, I caught it in 4K. Well, 1080p. Check this out.
We really need to highlight is the overclock feature, right? We get this extra overclock feature, which basically allows you.
I heard that in the background, and all I could think of was, I don't think he can say that. I genuinely feel like he might get in trouble for just saying that, as weird as that is, but you don't understand how petty and controlling this entire company is about stuff like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if the people involved in this particular thing, which made the overly cheery, happy, toxic positivity commentators nervously laugh, I wouldn't be shocked if these people get reprimanded for something too, because again, this company is that weird and petty and controlling. Look at this.
I think again, just to kind of highlight and showcase. Whoa,
what's
happening
going on
over here? Whoa, we can't. No.
Hey.
Whoa.
This is not tactical play here.
No, okay, there it is.
Yeah, someone's definitely getting in trouble for that. Can't have people using the features in your game to make content in your mature rated game or your mature rated stream. And the rest of the stream was basically just nostalgia bait. And it carried over to Twitter, but they managed to fuck it up. So, of course, Nuketown's coming back because you can't have a Treyarch game without Nuketown, except we just had Nuketown last year and a Treyarch game last year, back to back. So out comes this tweet that says Nuketown 2025 will arrive shortly after launch. But, like, it should be Nuketown 2035, technically, because that's when the game is set in. But they messed it up because they don't care. And it's the same thing that we've seen for the past. I mean, guys, it's been 15 motherfucking years. 15 years! Whoever made Nuketown the map, whichever devs are responsible, better be billionaires by this point for how much their work has been ripped off and copied and pasted year after year after year. Like, how have we not come up with something better than this since Black Ops 1? To anyone out there saying the old games aren't as good as the new games, you're just living in the past, you're being nostalgic, then why do they continually keep bringing back maps and features and stuff from the past over and over again? There is nothing new in Black Ops 7. Everything in this shit heap of a game has been seen in other games. I even got it wrong the other day. I said something like, well, the robot dog's kind of unique, I guess, but that was in Battlefield 2042, which I didn't know about. And the Swarm, I said, oh, the Swarm's coming back from Black Ops 2. That's rehashing, but at least they haven't done it in a while. Then somebody said, oh, wait, no, they did that in MW3. It was like a poor man's version, but they did it. And that shows how much I played MW3 because I was long gone by the time they released that garbage. I just can't. Blackout is apparently coming back to replace Warzone temporarily. Again, it's just, there's nothing. I'm sorry, I'm not being negative for the sake of it, but guys, there is nothing new. Like, it's like every idea is just put into a hat. It's written on a tiny little piece of paper, and they pull it out, and they decide what they want to bring out and what they want to take away any given year, and that is their business model. I don't know about you, but if you're still watching, like, are you with me here? And I'm sorry, but I'm about to crash out here. Let me finish my beer, my commentary beer, my Blameweiser. 1 second. Okay, where was I? Oh, yeah. I'm just over it. I am done. I got a beta code, but what is the point? Should I even bother? Should I even bother downloading this mess and wasting my fucking time looking at the same stupid screens, booting up the beta only to be met with update requires restart? And you know I have to do this beta shit through the awful stupid hub that is clunky and takes like 400 gigs of space on my SSD. Is it even worth it? Like, at this stage, why even bother? I can review the game just by looking at it, and it looks like shit. I'm sorry for yelling. I am, but God, holy shit. What do I have to do to get something with some soul and some passion in it? You know, all you fucking idiots had to do, all you fucking morons had to do, and the marketing team should be fired after Battlefield 6 embarrassed them and they had nothing to say back, no clap back. All they did was hide Battlefield 6 and censor it in their chat because they are scared shitless of them. I'm sorry, it's clear as day, but the marketing team should be fired. There should be friendly banter going back and forth. Instead, all I see is fear. Even after this big event today, by the way, keep in mind, if you don't believe me, if you think I'm just saying stuff just to say it, if you do not believe me, Battlefield 6 came out with a trailer mocking Call of Duty, and it was universally praised. Black Ops 7, meanwhile, had an entire event dedicated to showing the multiplayer, with tons of sponsors and streamers flowing out and whatnot. It is clear that Black Ops 7 has more gameplay being shown to people and more of an advantage in that field, right? So let's take a look at the pre-order numbers on Steam, shall we? Look at this. Black Ops 7 somehow has convinced people to move it up to spot 24. So it's behind No Man's Sky and Helldivers 2 and Hogwarts Legacy and all this other stuff. About to be beat out by Euro Truck Simulator 2. And keep in mind, this is by revenue, not by total sales. So there's that. Euro Truck Simulator's killing it. But regardless, 24. That's way up from like spot 150, surprisingly. So surely that's above Battlefield 6, right? Since Battlefield 6 didn't have this big event streamed to tons of people today. Oh, wait, no. Battlefield 6 is number 3, and all it took was a trailer showing that they're not insulting their player base. Oh, and before you say it's just Steam, it's the same on PlayStation. Battlefield 6 is still in the lead. And for those saying, like, I don't know, man, that everybody's going to get it on Game Pass and try it on Game Pass, that is worse, actually, for the future of the game, because people might try it for a month on Game Pass and then never touch it again because it sucks. And that's what happened with Black Ops 6 this year. That's why the player count completely has fallen off a cliff on every platform. I think you overestimate how many people are going to do that. Most people want to own their games. I get that Game Pass is kind of cool, but I mean, me personally, I'm not really interested in it. I'd rather just buy the games I like, you know, and make sure I want them and then just have them forever. But regardless, man, I'm sorry. I have moved over. I've moved franchises. You've lost me. And here's the thing. I like Call of Duty better than Battlefield. I always have. I've played it more than Battlefield over the years. Even though I like Battlefield, I used to love Call of Duty. I used to like Battlefield, right? Now, I hate Call of Duty, and Battlefield 6 is making me fall in love with it. That is what I feel now in 2025, and I know I'm not alone. If you're not falling for this shit again this year, leave a comment below, please. I'm out of time, though, guys. I hope you enjoyed. What a complete disaster of an event. I'm surprised this made them move up at all, but seeing all those lemmings, all those mouth breathers just spamming drops and saying we're so back at the launch of Nuketown or whatever, even if they're being sarcastic, which I doubt, I just think it's just silly. Logically speaking, what is there new to get excited for? It's the same stupid garbage, and I'm just done. I'm not falling for it again this year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor, drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and all that stuff. And I'll catch you on the next one. Oh, ring that notification bell, too. That'd be a swell thing to do. All right. I'll catch you on the next one, though, guys. Let me know your thoughts below. Peace out.